Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. We're all set to bring you a terrific contest here as these two divisional rivals renew acquaintances for the first time this season. There's always a little something extra at stake when these teams face off. It's the Falcons going up against the Saints. With that, let's hand it over to Brandon Gott and Charles Davis. They've got the call in this Week 6 matchup.
First opened back in 1975. There's a look inside the iconic Mercedes-Benz Superdome in downtown New Orleans. Today, we've got a Week 6 matchup for you here between the Atlanta Falcons and the New Orleans Saints. Set to return, this is Brandon Cooks. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21-yard line. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. And a glance here at the vet. He's got a lot of years under his belt in the National Football League. Looks like the defense in press coverage here.
Let's go. Back to Philly. Here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
To me, that's a superior play by the backer because he was allowed to, I think, run free on it and make that play. His defensive linemen, they covered things down for him because to the next level and get the linebacker, when you're not allowed to climb, you got a free hitter, and that's what we saw there, and a really nice play resulted for them.
Man left. Hey. We got three. Three down. Here we go now. Back to Philly. Here we go.
And now here's a carry heading left. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. 7 yards on the carry. Make it 3rd and 4 coming up.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. We heard them talk before the game about utilizing the intermediate passing game this week. It works for them there. They move the chains.
And we saw them work on it in practice as well, and most teams take a period at a time to work on different things. They put a couple of periods of work into the intermediate passing game, and now we know.
And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field.
Strong right. We got three, fellas. All right, here we go. Back to Philly. Here we go.
They go play action here on 1st down. And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. 2nd down. And here's a look at the starting offense. And the Falcons going to use another timeout. And that's their 2nd charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. So the incomplete pass brings up 2nd down. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
Set. Green, 39.
And they give this time to the tailback. And he stopped immediately there. 1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9. And here are the defensive starters, and their coordinator is hoping that they have short-term memories from last week.
A very tough week indeed, Brandon. All they want to do now is be solid right out of the gate. No big plays given up early.
Still 9 yards to go on third down. A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And that'll bring up fourth down on a big sack with a loss of 5. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result?
Sack.
Quarterback gets hit.
Here comes the Saints punter now. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. And leading him out, their veteran quarterback. Time running out here on the play clock. He'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he's got his man in stride, complete. Touchdown, Falcons. Their big-bodied receiver, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Falcons have taken the early lead. And Charles, I had an offensive coordinator tell me one time that they design every play to score. I don't know how true that is. I mean, he had to run a long way after that catch. Heck of a play.
I think that when he was telling you that, he was designing run after catch in every play. I mean, that's the only way to put it in there, and that's what we got on that one. Nice catch, an even better run for big yardage.
Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll return this one all the way onto the other side of the field.
Illegal blocking the ball. Return team. Automatic first down.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll get this up to about the 40. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2.
Now that's the way you want to start a drive. Talk about a tone setter as well as a playbook opener. Now if you want to take a big shot over the top, you're all positioned to do so.
Looking to throw. He's got time in the pocket. Look at the time. Looking and finding Allen Hurns. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback in his center on that play? They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged because now they know there are going to be extra guys coming at the quarterback, so they got their assignments down pat and kept them away from it, and he's able to step up in the pocket and fire one now for a really good strike.
6 yards here to go for the offense on 2nd down.
Set, move.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5. 3rd down and 5. They'll drop the throw. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line.
He went full scale, loose, flexible, finding a way to catch the ball in some traffic for a key first down.
Yeah, really a nice job of adjusting to the ball in the air. Not the most accurate of throws, but able to adjust and make the grab. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
Man, this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17.
So if I'm an offensive coordinator, there's one thing that I know for sure. This is one of the top 5 teams in the NFL against the run. So when I look at my playlist, I'm probably thinking about throwing it.
7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6.
Here we go now. Green, 39. Watching that party.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. So now on 4th down, Mike McCoy will send in the field goal unit. This will be a 34-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So the drive stalls out, but they are able to put 3 points on the board.
Yeah, just a yard or two shorter than an extra point, so no problems converting there.
The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1 play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, 1 play drive is exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was really easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
And we'll see if it's that easy here. They'll give him 8 on the play, and it'll be a 2nd down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
No. Check. Patriot. All right, here we go.
They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Coach hinted to us that we may see some old power football here in this game. We got a taste of it on that first down run.
I love how he hinted it to us, and then when we were watching practice, we were watching what they call inside drill with the offensive and defensive line, and they kept putting more defenders on the other side and saying, block that. I don't care how many guys are in there. I want to run the football this week. And boy, it has paid off for them in this game.
Back to throw now on first down. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. And this offensive unit should have a lot of juice coming off the big output that they had 1 week ago.
Nothing like confidence, is there? When you've played well the week before, you can't wait to get back on the field and do it again.
Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. They'll run the option left. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1. And now a look at the Saints starting defense.
Stephon Anthony acclimated quite quickly to the NFL. As soon as he joined the team, he became their leading tackler.
I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. They're going to look to throw. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Okay, let's just make this one simple. We know that the running game is not their thing, but they can't just throw it on every single down without expecting some real heat from the pass rush.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. Call it a pickup of 7, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Play clock winding down. The Saints with an extra defensive back here on 3rd on the field.
Could they blitz?
This will be caught inside the 10. Touchdown, Falcons. Their dangerous wide receiver with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Falcons will extend their lead. So they've had 2 drives, and he's had the 2 receiving touchdowns.
And how about a game plan where you decide to force feed or feature someone, and it works? First 2 drives, as you noted, end up in touchdown passes. I think they're going to keep going to them until the defense makes any kind of an adjustment.
And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. So that drive goes 8 plays, and the Falcons score to cap it off. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Falcons defense gearing up as they take the field. A field goal last time is what they gave up in a close game. All these drives start to feel so critical.
And they are. And, you know, we've met so many defensive coordinators who just really hate the bend but don't break mentality. They're much more of the aggressive school. But that mentality has won a lot of games. If you're only giving up field goals on drives, that usually keeps you in it and gives your offense a chance to retaliate.
Yeah, right now it's got him with the lead. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. One quarter down, 14-3. That's our score. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this.
This presentation of the NFL on EA Sports is brought to you by Snickers. You're off your game.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Saints football to begin quarter number 2. They've got it 2nd and 4 to start things out. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. To the sideline, and a nice catch there. Made sure the feet were inbounds, and they were.
Can you do any more work or make it more dramatic for not much gain than what we just saw there? Did you see how his toes got down? Tip-tap, got him down. But what did he get out of it?
He sold the sizzle. He just had no steak.
I mean, was it 1 yard?
Yeah, plays like that, you at least expect a first down. They're just 1 yard. And they'll go on the ground. Oh, what a move. Taking it right down Broadway. The 20. Touchdown, New Orleans. A big play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Saints are back within a score. Well, they were just hoping that run would pick up the first. They got the whole enchilada.
And I'm so used to teams on 3rd down, doesn't matter how far they need for a first down, throwing the ball. Instead, they run it, and as you said, picked up the first down, and then some, and then some. In fact, everything, all the way for a touchdown. Terrific play.
The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D. This one taken from the 7. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. And he's been good. 2 first-half touchdown passes, no interceptions so far.
Does a lot for your confidence. Does a great deal for your team. Gives them a lead, and they're feeling really good about how they're playing. I think he expects to throw at least another one.
I was going to say, now he wants the first-half hat trick, doesn't he?
Oh, without a doubt. Go ahead and fling him on the field, folks. He wants that type of celebration.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here.
Watch it now, Barney. Here we go now. Green, 39.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and of course, foot dragging.
Little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. At 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
Let's face it, when you have a guy who can pick up those types of runs and keep the chains moving or stay ahead of the chains, you're making everyone else on offense happy because you're opening things up to allow for a whole lot of different play calls.
Back to the ground, this time with Freeman. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
That play never got off the ground because of the defensive front. They owned the offensive line, which allowed the linebackers to see their openings and run straight to the ball. That's why that play just never had a chance.
They'll set up to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. So here we go, a 3rd down after the 2nd down pass completion. They'll run it now out of the gun. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
Now that was a big-time play by the defense. They as well knew where the first down line was, and they didn't let them get anywhere near it.
And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down. And the back goes into motion. Back to throw here. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
Well, it all came together on that one, didn't it?
Big-time throw on fourth.
Now that had to feel good, didn't it? Taking that type of a gamble there and making it pay off. What a throw.
And tough as a receiver because no matter how perfect the pass, you know it's fourth down and you got to convert.
A little bit of extra pressure, but he overcame it.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Devontae Freeman, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons will add on to their lead. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
Yeah, that was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Now here's the Falcons defense getting set to go again. See if they can regroup a little bit. They gave up the touchdown last drive.
And you know from our meetings with coaches all across the league, one of their pet peeves, when teams get down, a lot of these guys now, they want to treat it like it's a video game or something. Hit reset. Let's start over, coach. Out of the first 2 series, they don't even matter now. Let's play again. That's not how it works. You're down. You gave up a touchdown. You can't do it again. You have to dig in, grit it out, and fight it out. Reset buttons. That is driving everybody crazy. There are no reset buttons when you're playing in this game.
Preach, Chucky, preach. It's a gain of 7, and that'll make it 2nd down. And the offense still has a couple plays to go to pick up the first on 2nd down and 3.
Green 39! Green 39!
They'll look to throw. Finding time. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Vic Beasley able to drop him for a loss of 4. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform.
Under pressure, and they got to him again. And now that brings up 4th down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. He's got to be feeling pretty good, playing well. Team has the lead, so just looking to mount a drive here that ends in the end zone.
And all quarterbacks will tell you, hey, we love a running game, helps us out. But at the end of the day, they want to rely on their arm. Throw the football, feel good about things, keep things moving in the right direction. Right now, that's exactly what we're seeing.
And we'll see if that continues. They'll come out in the pistol.
Here we go. Green 39! Green 39!
The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Second down following the run. Now back to throw. And he finds a man on a crossing route. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
Takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver because you've got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone. Sometimes you're throwing it between the zones. Sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's really effective.
So the offense has it 1st and 10.
Set. Green, 39. Green.
And he motions the wide receiver. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? What a really nice gain right there on 1st down for them. Brings up a nice 2nd down for him.
And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs.
My high school football coach was very fond of saying, you've got to meet force with force. And on a short yardage running play, that's what you're going to encounter. And how about them picking up the 1st down on that one?
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
Got the hand caught up in the grill of the face mask. 15-yard penalty.
So tough for a defender. You're trying so hard to make a play, and the way that these offensive guys can move around, sometimes your hand gets into the wrong place.
They'll come up now in the Wildcat package. 2 minutes to go here in the 1st half. We're back to New Orleans after this. Back now. As I search for my cue card here, there we go. Coming up at halftime, Larry Ridley will join us from Orlando. He'll have highlights and analysis from our 1st half of play.
Well read.
Thank you. So incomplete on 1st. Let's see what 2nd down has in store.
Hurry up, here we go. Watch it now, Barney.
They'll look to throw here. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. Their big tight end. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons will extend their lead. And he's a reliable target. He's more than that, though. Hey, look, I'm not going to say he's the best tight end in the league, but he's solid.
Yeah, because he's able to block, and that's almost a lost art for a number of the tight ends in the league now, because the most popular guys are almost what we call move tight ends, more like receivers, but those guys who can do it all, there's still a place for them in the NFL.
That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Falcons set to get things rolling on defense again here. They were able to force the 3-and-out last time, led to the punt, and then led to a touchdown for their crew, so they'll be looking for a little bit more of that, Charles.
Well, I think that they created the spark with the 3-and-out, gave a little momentum to their offense, who said, all right, appreciate it, guys. And they took the ball downfield.
And he lost the football. So they need to determine if that knee was down before the...
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
Detroit!
This challenge was initiated by the guys in New York. Taking a look at the play, less than 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, I'm sure the coach wanted to challenge it, so he's probably going to send the New York office a holiday card. He's going to... And that's caught inside the 30. A gain of 35 that time. And the Saints are going to get a 1st down.
All right, partner, that's it. That's a video game highlight catch right there. Acrobatic, one hand, come down with the football. Look, if you and I are playing Madden right now, I'm throwing down my control. I'm done. That's it. I can't do that.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Vic Beasley in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Well, still in search of the first down after that last completion. Yeah, they've got an extra defensive back out there now on 3rd and 13. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. To the sideline, and oh, a nice catch there. Made sure the feet were inbounds, and they were.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. It was a running back who was a receiver on the play. Ike's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd went to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
So a good kick there, and they finish off the drive with 3.
And that should be the goal for an offense. Finish each drive with points. So that's a nice job there to come away with at least something.
This is taken at the 3. Now a hit and a loose football. And this is picked up by the Saints. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
Let's just call that play exactly what it is. Needed. Because they wanted to get back in the game, and they knocked the ball free, and now they have a chance to do exactly that.
They've got the chance. Now they have to take advantage. So the D-line's going to spread out. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. 10 yards still left on 2nd down.
How many times when we see an incomplete pass, we just look at the receiver and say, should have caught that one. That was a drop, and we just put it on the offense. How about a little credit for the defense there? They just forced an incompletion.
Yeah, especially after starting in a tough spot defensively, but a good start there on 1st down.
That gave them a little extra confidence there, starting, as you said, in a tough spot and being able to make a play on 1st down.
And defensively, it's a nickel formation here on 3rd down and 9. They're going to look to throw. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And a great effort there to shed the contact, and it helps him pick up the first.
Here we go now. Green, 39.
They'll look to throw again. That is caught at the 7-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He was looking to get it to Allen Hurns that time. And it's 3rd down.
Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right. 3 down.
An extra defensive back on the field here for 3rd and goal.
Gun. Check out route.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Their big-bodied receiver in the final seconds of the 1st half. And the Saints get a bit closer. Well, this could be a big turnaround. They get the touchdown here in the final moments of the 2nd quarter. And remember, Charles, they're going to get the ball to start quarter number 3 as well.
So what you're saying is, if they take the ball down to start the 2nd half and score again, it could change the entire complexion of this game, couldn't it?
Absolutely. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. They go play action here on 1st down. And he rifles one incomplete. So we've reached halftime in a one. And hello, I guess Larry's halftime show was buttoned through. And we are moving on and ready to go for the 3rd quarter. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the 1st half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done, they're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Halfback sent in motion. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
On third down, Devontae Freeman. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. So they pick up the first down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set. Freeman, the lone man in the backfield. He's going to get the football. And some room to roam now. And he's going to bull his way forward to the 48. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second in just about a few inches here.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there. Well, partner, I haven't seen a vote for most popular player on the team. This guy's got to get a lot of votes. He does not care, does he? Totally unselfish, physical runner, doesn't worry about yardage, just keeps moving the chains, being a team player.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. He's been a busy man here in this one, and they're showing off some nice footwork to stay in bounds.
And with those types of catches and the volume that we've seen in this game, wouldn't you keep him busy as well?
I would.
Of course. You got to keep throwing it to him. He keeps making plays.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He goes underneath to Freeman. And he'll get it down here to the 43. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play. And all of a sudden here, it's third down. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. And he goes in motion here in the backfield. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line.
Coaches really don't care from what position they get this, but run after the catch ability, rack ability, is often the difference between winning and losing and changing field position.
Again, we'll see the pistol here. So the chain gang now done for the drive. Ball on the 10, 1st and goal. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
On 2nd down, Freeman. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. A nice run there as he picks up 6. It's going to be 3rd and goal now. And 3rd quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you stop the clock and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of the...
And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. Now whistles and a timeout signaled here by the offense, and that's their first of this second half. Able to get in on 3rd down makes it easier for those guys on the sideline. They didn't have a 4th down decision to make.
Yeah, could you feel the exhale? Because they were already thinking ahead, as all the good coaching staffs do. Anticipating what we have to make the call. They already had it lined up. Never even got to it.
Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And heading back out there now, the Falcons defense here. Last drive, touchdown surrendered. Here, see if they can stop them.
It's always a constant battle of letting the last series go, good or bad, but especially bad. Give up a touchdown. Okay, forget the finger point.
And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. 20, 10, 5, touchdown, New Orleans. A great effort there with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Saints make some inroads here to that deficit. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
Then confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. The play clock's running down. They'll set up to throw. He's going to air one out. And they went for a big play through the air on second down. Couldn't connect. Now it's third. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. And on 3rd and 8, defensively, they're going to beef up the secondary. 6 defensive backs. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. And when you're running the football, one thing you don't want to see is a big boy coming up there to swallow you whole in those D tackles and nose tackles.
No, you're actually counting on your big boys to protect you from them. But on that play, the defensive tackle had the leverage, and he won the battle. No gain, correct?
No gain. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he's going to go out of bounds, taking it down inside the 25. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. And with this guy, I don't know that you're surprised when he has back-to-back games like this. He just keeps excelling.
What I like about him is that every year he doesn't settle for being one of the best in the game. He tries to make himself better. Almost like those great basketball players. I remember hearing about Kobe Bryant wanting to add something to his game every offseason. Magic Johnson, what do I need to work on to get better? Michael Jordan had that fadeaway before his career was over. Those are the best. Even though they're at the top of their game, they find ways to get better.
And the defense with their backs against the wall a little bit here as the offense is in the red zone.
All right, here we go. Detroit! Detroit! Gun! 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 Here we go now. Green! No. Check. Patriot! Patriot!
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Their dangerous wide receiver. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons will add on to their lead. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever. There it results in a touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down. We've got a 3rd and 11. They'll drop to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. Call it a gain of 5. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Here comes the Saints punter now as he's on to kick it away. He gets this away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They'll come out throwing here on first down. And he fires one incomplete. They'll run the option left. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A big pickup there on the run. 36 yards.
Well, partner, I have to say they called him in the right defense there. Nickel set, 5th defensive back on the field, and they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. And I still remember being in school, and one of my offensive line teammates used to say, boy, I'd love to come downfield and hit you little people.
Good run there. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. So the offense looking at a 2nd and 8. They'll need to get the play off quickly. Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks. Freeman, the lone man in the backfield. And they'll give it to him here. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Three quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Falcons. They've got the football. They've got the lead as we get set to start the 4th. Now Freeman, he's been busy today. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game, but what a nice play by the defense. Stepping up on that one. Maybe they'll get things going in their direction after a play like that.
10 yards to go on third. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Time running out here on the play clock. On third down, he'll drop to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And they get 14 yards there and a first down.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
On the counter, Devontae Freeman. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
So, Brandon, when this offense gathers together to watch tape for this game, they're going to be feeling pretty good about themselves until the coaches get upset about the play we just saw. But you know their defense is going to be. But we put up big points all game long. The defense is going to win one every now and then.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. A great play there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Falcons will extend their lead. You don't see option pitches a whole lot in the NFL, but there worked out pretty well, resulted in a touchdown.
And it's hard for defenses because they don't see it very often, so the time in preparing each week is probably minimal. So when it comes at them, it's often a surprise. And what a nice job on the read. Pitch to the running back, and he takes it all the way in for a touchdown.
Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Now the offense lining up 1st and 10.
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
23 yards on the play. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. Over the middle, the connection to Hearns. A gain of 6 there on 1st. 2nd down and 4. They'll look to throw again. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up 3rd down. And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
Try it here. He's back to throw. And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. Back to throw now on 1st down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. 2nd down to the offense in search of 6 yards. They'll run it now out of the gun. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13. So quite the turnaround in this one from a week ago. And in the meetings, I made a faux pas of asking, hey, did he tweak something last week? Because we thought he just didn't look the same, but he's fine.
And I was so glad you asked that question. I mean, you had to take the brunt of the whole thing, and, of course, I sold you out on it. But
took one for the team.
You knew I was there with you, right? It was a legitimate question, though, because last week we didn't see what we're seeing today. The quickness to the hole, the ability to make cuts, the good vision. We didn't see any of that. He seemed a little bit sluggish in last week's game. Not so this week. Whatever the preparation was, it's working for him.
And now movement again, and they'll march even further backward.
False start. Offense.
Ninth play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. And here is motion again, and that's going to be 2 in a row.
False start. Offense.
Ninth play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. They'll come out in the pistol. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. To the sideline, and oh, a nice catch there. Made sure the feet were inbounds, and they were.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Letting one go deep for the end zone. And this is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Falcons defense stands tall. They'll get the football back. So a tough pill to swallow there. A would-be touchdown pass in and out of his hands on 4th.
Sometimes it just comes down to execution, doesn't it? Because we're always questioning, should they go for it, should they not? Is it the right play call, is it not? In this situation, everything was right except for the finish. You have to catch the ball and convert. I know you're trying to wring every yard out of a run, but I think 9 yards there is ideal in this situation.
Yeah, now next couple plays, you only need 1 yard. Keep that clock rolling with a lead here in the 4th.
Yeah, and what you're saying is maybe if it takes you 1 or 2 more runs to get the first down, that's extra time, extra plays. Really hurts the team on defense.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group.
Now, we all know that an offense coordinator and a quarterback, they're aligned at the hip. But when you've got a runner who can get you that kind of yardage, that guy's invaluable.
And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. So the offense now dealing with a 2nd and 7. Play clock winding down. They come out here in the eye. A 20th carry now for Freeman. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. On the stop, Stephon Anthony with a tackle. So 2nd down was a run play. Now let's see what they do on 3rd. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first. And he was able to find a very soft spot in that zone coverage.
I love that term, Brandon. That soft spot where you find the open area, set up, and catch the football before the hard collision comes afterwards.
They run. Devontae Freeman. And he'll be taken down at the 34. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
And Brandon, is really no surprise to see them running the ball here. They've got the lead. There's not much time left. They just want to keep the clock moving and seal the win.
Gonna give this time to the tailback. Now that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Partner, that defensive win reminds me of something a coach of mine used to say all the time. If you really want it, you'll find a way to go get it. And the defense did exactly that.
But Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Falcons, they improved to 5-0 now on the young season. And they'll return home next week to take on the Carolina Panthers. Meanwhile, for the Saints, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against the Chicago Bears. So that'll do it. For my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports.